Gang, the new D company. How is it that a jailed gangster is able to target high-profile people around the country? He's able to threaten repeatedly even someone with a Y+ security like Salman Khan. What should the agencies do? We will try and get some of these questions answered in today's edition of Explosive Exclusive for you. But before that, viewers, let's tell you a little bit about two big developments that have taken place today. One, India's anti-terror agency has put jailed gangster Lawrence Bishnoi's brother in its most wanted list. NIA has also announced a reward of 10 lakh rupees for the arrest of Anmol Bishnoi. He was involved in the firing incident outside actor Salman Khan's residence earlier this year. The accused in the Salman Khan house firing case had an audio clip of Anmol Bishnoi in their mobile phone. In this 10-minute audio clip, Anmol Bishnoi was purportedly motivating the shooters. Now, at that time also, Mumbai police had issued a lookout notice against Lawrence Bishnoi's brother. Now, as per sources, he was last traced in the US and he allegedly operates from the US and is also, viewers, under the scanner for coordinated attacks on Baba Siddiqui. Now, in another big development, today, in a special operation, Delhi Police Special Cell team has arrested 7 shooters who were going for a killing in Rajasthan. Suspects were working for Arzu Bishnoi. Now, before I go across to my colleagues Bhavtosh as well as Priyank for more on these two extremely important developments that have taken place, take a look at this flowchart. We want to tell you a little bit about 2 new Bishnois in the entire plot. There is Lawrence Bishnoi, the jailed gangster. Anmol Bishnoi is his brother and his close confidant is Arzu Bishnoi, whose 7 shooters, viewers, were arrested by the Delhi police in a special operation today. And we are going to discuss with our guests whether the B gang is the new D company, because the way it is operating, the way it is repeatedly sending threats to somebody like Salman Khan, how is it possible when the mastermind, the main gangster, Lawrence Bishnoi, is behind bars? Let's first go across to my colleagues Bhavtosh as well as Priyank Tripathi, who are live with us at this point in time. Bhavtosh, to you first. Tell us a little bit about this new development as far as Anmol Bishnoi is concerned, and how was he managing to give threats to Salman Khan while sitting in the US?
Well, Hina, as far as Anmol Bishnoi is concerned, he fled the country on a fake passport and he's virtually controlling all Lawrence Bishnoi's operation from overseas. His name first cropped up when Sidhu Moosewala was killed. He was the person who masterminded that operation with Goldie Barar, and then subsequently in the RPGL attack of Punjab Police headquarters. That was very daring operation. This year, when Salman Khan's firing happened outside his residence, the sharpshooters were in fact motivated by Anmol Bishnoi. There was an audio clip of around 10 minutes that was sent to them from US. It was an audio file in which what has been said by Mumbai police in its charge sheet, he motivated them and in fact he addressed or referred Lawrence Bishnoi as Guruji. He's someone who closely monitors all the operation. He in fact gives instruction to Lawrence Bishnoi's men, and he in fact hires these sharpshooters and coordinates all activities of the gang on behalf of Lawrence Bishnoi. As you rightly said, his role in Baba Siddiqui's murder is also being actively pursued.
Right. Bhavtosh, stay on with us. Let me now go across to Priyank Tripathi for the other big update in this entire story. The special operation by Delhi police. Priyank, give us more details about the 7 shooters that have been arrested and this new Bishnoi that has come into the scene, Arzu Bishnoi.
Sina, Arzu Bishnoi is someone who has been working with Anmol Bishnoi since long, and recently he came out on bail. This is what the Delhi police is saying, and since then he is not traceable. Recently, he was assigned a task from Anmol Bishnoi's side to eliminate someone whose name is Sunil Pahalwan in Sriganganagar of Rajasthan. What they were doing, that these sharpshooters did recce, and when Delhi police was tracking one of the suspects who was present in Rajasthan, they got to know that Sunil Pahalwan was one of the target. And you'll be shocked to know that now these suspects, after doing recce, plants RFID in the target's vehicle. So whenever the target goes to a location which is less crowded, where the police presence is very less, then the attack happens. Similar kind of thing was also done in Nafez Singh Rathi, former MLA's attack, where he was killed on the railway track in Haryana. So that clearly shows the pattern that these gangsters are using sophisticated technology and are using these magnet placed RFIDs in the vehicle of their target, so that the assassination can be carried out properly. While talking about Arzu is said to be on run, although he has been told as one of the key confidants of Anmol Bishnoi. It's just a matter of fact that whether the Delhi police will be able to extract more information from these shooters regarding those shooters who were involved in Baba Siddiqui's case or not, because that can once happen when the proper interrogation can conclude in this case.
All right, Priyank as well as Bhavtosh, appreciate both of you for joining us with all of those details. Of course, we can say that news is tightening as far as the Bishnoi gang is concerned. Let's now welcome our guests on the debate. We have Dr. Vikram Singh, former DGP Uttar Pradesh. We have Mr. P.K. Jain, former additional DGP Maharashtra, and Mr. Shashikant, former DGP Punjab Prisons. Appreciate you, gentlemen, for joining us here on Times Now on this special discussion. Mr. P.K. Jain, I'd like to begin the discussion with you because many are trying to suggest the way this Bishnoi gang or B gang is targeting high-profile people, somebody like Salman Khan, who's getting threats repeatedly while Lawrence Bishnoi himself is behind bars. Is B gang the new D company of 2024?
Ji, namaskar. Thank you very much for inviting me to the show. See, I have been repeatedly saying this thing, that it is not possible for B gang to replace the D company in Mumbai and Maharashtra, for the simple reason that D company was a homegrown mafia. They had worked in the state and the city for a long time. They had built their relations. They had built their gang right from scratch. Many of them had worked together as port rats, as black marketeers of cinema tickets, pickpockets, and prostitution, etc. So they had a long history to it before they came up and became the larger mafia. There were gang wars, some gangs were eliminated, and some gangs came on the top. So it is a different story altogether. Now for a new gang to come and take roots in a place where now the police has got very sophisticated means in terms of technical competence and in terms of weaponry, in terms of training, in terms of their mindset, I think it is extremely difficult for a new gang to take roots in Maharashtra or especially in Mumbai. So I would not count on the Bishnoi gang to become the next D company in Mumbai especially. And secondly and thirdly, all these gangs require a lot of ground support. They require a lot of infrastructure to take root at a place. I don't think they have that kind of bandwidth as of now. Fourthly, there's not even a single case of extortion call till today, despite the fact that they have been able. I'm still not convinced that Baba Siddiqui was murdered by this gang. But since the investigation is pointing that way, let us wait for the final outcome to come, because Baba Siddiqui himself was involved in a lot of land dealings, in a lot of projects which were suspicious and dubious,
right,
where he had some conflict with some other people. So whether it was a result of that or whether it was the Bishnoi gang's doing, because we are basing our entire theory on one particular Facebook post in which some alleged member of the Bishnoi gang has claimed the killing. So I still am not very convinced about it. Till the time police makes a very confirmed, they come
there is some kind of a conclusion. You are not going to believe this theory. Interesting point of view there from Mr. Jain. Dr. Vikram Singh, do you agree with what Mr. Jain said, or do you feel the way the modus operandi of this B gang is coming to the fore, it seems like it is the new D company of 2024?
Good evening, Hina. There is a lot of merit in what Mr. P.K. Jain Saab has said. Firstly, look at the comparison should be between comparables. Dawood Ibrahim gang is a designated global terrorist with a bounty of $25 million on his head from US and also a lot of bounty from India. And here you have Anmol carrying a bounty of 10 lakhs. There will be a dozen like that in UP alone and more than a dozen in Delhi and in Madhya Pradesh. Therefore, the comparison should be between comparables. Now, coming to the fact that these people have just started, Dawood has the backing of the ISI and is a very valuable asset of the ISI. ISI is a rogue intelligence agency, and therefore to have a backup of the ISI will give you a dimension and a height which no gangster can possibly attain ever. Yes, they have started off well. They have picked up. They are fast learners. They have been able to recruit 700 shooters also. Well, that is the small time achievement that they've been able to achieve. But the manner in which they are being rounded up as also Arzus, the 7 killers have been rounded up. And also they have been hounded, as Mr. P.K. Jain, very alluding to the fact that the technology that is now with us, mobile phone jammers, also that the cell towers and the electronic surveillance that the police can do now, it is very difficult now. Dawood began with a giant leap. He happens to be the son of a former Mumbai police constable. That advantage is not there with any of the Bishnoi gangsters. And not to be a son of the soil also will put you to a disadvantage.
Okay.
But in today's times when India or the world is a global village, you can compensate with these insufficiencies and indeed make a niche for yourself. But it's going to be next to impossible.
Okay, Mr. Shashikant. Now the question is that how is it that there is one person who's behind the bars? Here I'm talking about Lawrence Bishnoi. And the connection is now coming with what happened with Sidhu Mooseawala. Of course, the Baba Siddiqui murder is another thing that's being probed. And then the repeated threats to Salman Khan. How is it even possible? Can it happen without collusion? I mean, how does one deal with a situation like this? How should agencies really approach something like this?
Well, to start with, I'd like to comment on what our senior officers have said here. There is no comparison between Dawood and this particular gang. This is a gang of shooters and extortionists. They indulge in extortion to fund their operations, to get arms, ammunition, and to recce and to ensure that their gangsters, their supporters survive. So there is no comparison between these two. And I don't think that this particular gang can become like Dawood gang, no way. And second question that you have mentioned, let me tell you very frankly, I have had a short stint as the head of prison department also. Prisons are the safest place where these guys can sit, plan, and ensure its execution. And certainly they have the backing of some local guys who are around them. When they go to Bakshi Khana, the place where they go and when they go for the court hearings, etc., etc. Yes, there also they do it. Yes, they have access to all those things. And again, they manage the so-called, I'm saying so-called jammers, etc. It's there at the sweet will. The jammers are turned off and turned on. You know what happened about this Bishnoi's two videos, detailed videos, where he claimed that he had given those statements, shocking statements from within some prison house. Thank you.
Right. Interesting. That's a very important point that you've mentioned, Mr. Shashikant. And with this, I'd like to thank all my guests for joining us, Dr. Vikram Singh, Mr. P.K. Jain, Mr. Shashikant. Thank you very much for joining us here on this discussion. Of course, that's going to be our focus ahead as well. For now, we will slip into a very short break on Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. More news and updates on the other side.